Well, it looks like Jefferson North production has been halted. Not because they're missing parts, not because Stellantis didn't pay a supplier this time, because now they've learned they have too much inventory. I keep saying it. It all comes back to Tavares. Nobody wants to hear it, I know, but it comes back to the CEO. What is up, guys? Welcome on back to TK's Garage. And I saw this over at Mopar Insiders. I'm going to pop it up here for you on the screen. Stellantis has halted production at its Jefferson North Assembly plant, what they call JNAP, in Detroit, for the full week of September 30th. This plant, a key part of the Detroit Assembly Complex, manufactures the Jeep Grand Cherokee, the Jeep, I keep calling it the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe, and the Dodge Durango. The decision comes as Stellantis grapples with an oversupply of vehicles at dealership lots, prompting the automaker to take drastic steps to manage the surplus. No, the issue is you want too much damn money for these vehicles, and your dealers can't sell them, and banks won't write notes on them. There's a very simple solution here, Carlos Tavares. Stellantis, cut the price. Cut it by 20 grand. Instead of you making 40,000 or 30,000 on each one of these units that you sell, make 5. Make 5 grand and start pushing units. The industry will follow you. That's what they don't get. All they have to do is instantly slash $15,000 off the price of all of these on MSRP and maybe offer a $5,000 rebate on top of that, maybe cutting it by 20 racks. They start selling because people are going to buy them. People want to buy them. They just don't want to pay a effing mortgage on a friggin' Jeep Grand Cherokee or a Durango. It's stupid. The suspension follows earlier actions by Stellantis to reduce shifts at the Jefferson plant throughout the week. A company representative stated that the decision is part of a broader effort to address challenges in the U.S. market, explaining that operations at the facility have been reviewed on a shift-by-shift basis to determine whether reductions were necessary. While workers have been told to expect to return to work on October 7th, Stellantis has cautioned that this date may change depending on how quickly inventory stabilizes. So here's the thing. Here's the other bomb in the room, if that's what you want to call it. Stellantis is expecting this, and they're going to cut more full-time employees at Jefferson, at Sterling Heights, at Toledo. It's going to continue to happen. And what they do is they send you home on these temporary layoffs. And they tell you can come back on October 7th. And then they're going to send out these midnight emails on the 5th or 6th of October that says, sorry, your services are no longer required. If you don't have a minimum of 12 to 15 years of seniority at the company, your job is at risk. And that sucks. There's no joy in my voice when I tell you that. But it's something that you have to understand as an employee for Stellantis. All I can tell you is this. If you can get out of Stellantis and go to work at Ford or GM, I highly recommend it. Because as long as they leave the CEO in charge, that's in charge now, and I know they're looking for a replacement, they've talked about it in depth, I understand. But as long as Carlos Tavares is in charge at Stellantis, your job is not secure. You're working there at the whim of Carlos Tavares. And he is waiting for the opportunity to cut your throat. I mean, cut your job. Sorry. Same thing. He wants to kill your family's stability, your ability to go make a living for your family. That's not going to change anytime soon. Yeah, this article over at Mopar Insiders went pretty in depth too. Along with the temporary production halt, Stellantis is laying off 312 additional temporary and seasonal workers. And remember when I said that they were going to lose over 100 employees? I said this, right? I said this like 5 days ago, 6 days ago. And everybody was in the comments going, no, it's only temporary and seasonal. They're not going to we're not going to lose those employees. Yeah. Here we go. And 105 full-time employees at Jefferson and the other Detroit Assembly Complex facility, the MAC Assembly Plant, or DACM, which also builds the Cherokee L. I told you so. In detail. Told you this 5 days ago. And no, they're not going to do it. It's only seasonal, TK. It's only seasonal and temporaries. Okay. You go explain that now to the 105 families that had to figure out, damn, it's October. We got Thanksgiving. We got Christmas coming up. How am I going to explain this shit to my family? I just lost my job. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the comments to be like, TK, you were right. I'm wrong. I apologize. Am I going to see those comments? No, I don't expect to see those comments. And it doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. I just get tired of when I tell you something, when I'm telling you something, especially when it has to do with Stellantis, my sources are like iron friggin' clad. And when I tell you that shit, I'm telling it because I want you to know. I want, especially when it comes to like I want the workers to be able to spread the news so they know what's going on, so they can deal with their union representatives and maybe prove me wrong, put a stop to it. But every time I've said that they were going to lay off more people, what has happened? Yeah, more people have been laid off. It sucks. I don't take any pleasure from it, especially coming up with the holidays. It's just horrible. These cuts add to job reductions at other Stellantis facilities, including Jeep plant in Toledo. We talked about that. Told you so. And the Sterling Heights Assembly Plant, where the popular Ram 1500 truck is produced. I told you so. The rising stockpile of high-priced SUVs and trucks has pressured Stellantis to make swift adjustments. Dealers have expressed frustration over the growing number of unsold vehicles, particular larger models which have seen a slowdown in sales. Meanwhile, the United Auto Workers Union has raised concerns about the job cuts and fears that production of the Dodge Durango could be moved across the river to Windsor. Yeah, it's going to happen. The UAW has threatened to strike, accusing Stellantis of violating its 2023 labor agreement by delaying the reopening of the Belvedere Assembly Plant in Illinois. That's where they were supposed to manufacture the Dakota, or whatever Mickey Mouse ass name they're going to give that thing. A claim the company has denied. Stellantis has countered any strike would be illegal under the current agreement. That comes from the Detroit News over at MoparInsiders.com. Again, like I said, I don't take any pleasure from putting this out, but I've been telling you this now for 3 weeks, and it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. And unfortunately, unless the leadership changes at Stellantis, and it's not just there, if the leadership doesn't change at the UAW, you can kiss your job goodbye. Hate to say it, doesn't give me any pleasure to tell you that, but it's just facts. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Give the video a big thumbs up if you like what I do. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And as always, stay petty, my